when it comes down to balance, some people want to go ahead and go to the left or the right, and that's kind of how you got to be. A lot of women want to go straight down the middle, right? We want to stay like, I want him to be able to make money, make a lot of money, and serve me in every other area. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to choose. You're gonna have to choose which side you on. And when it come down to, like, for instance, my husband, he works a lot, a lot, and you just got to choose what type of capacity you can handle that. And I think when women can conceptualize that, things become a lot easier. You don't nag about the minuscule things, and you move forward. You're able
I
to
don't think
develop a lot.
I, I really
Yeah.
don't think people know what they're getting into. A
Yeah,
lot of
they don't.
people,
They
yeah,
don't.
they say they want this, like I want a successful this and that. Well, it takes work. It
Yeah.
It
takes
takes a
time.
lot of work, and it takes a
It
lot of
takes time.
capacity. Will it take a lot of capacity? Like when Carmaya was talking about support, right? I do think a woman supports a man a lot. She has to have the capacity for the type of caliber of man she's trying to attract. And a shallow woman is not going to be able to even conceptualize how to manage a man with a lot of grandeur, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. A man who doesn't require a lot, a woman who's profound, who's looking for a man with ambition and this and that, she has all this space that he's not occupying. So it's about being equally yoked. You know,
Yeah.
biblically, a man should be working, and he should be working a lot. And that's
See,
that's godlike. But
see, when you speak like that in today's world, it's offensive to people,
it's
and
offensive,
that's
but
what it goes in.
not in the realm of people who are in relationships. My bad. Go ahead. My bad.
But that's what when I said that earlier with the whole traditional and stuff. It's like this word partner. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
way people approach that is so wrong. You know, yes, we're in this together, right? But do you have to? It's like you have to have this pride about something. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, I got you. No matter what, it's always my money. My money is your money. I don't care about your money. I don't give a damn. But I'm not your partner. I'm your husband.
I'm your
You know what I'm
leader.
saying?
Me.
Exactly.
Your leader. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like when people learn, you know, and this is me. I realize I have to look internally and realize with my situation, I always wanted to be a dad. You feel me?
Yeah.
Always, man, always, dog. Like growing up in New York, I was always that kid that had. I grew up with both parents. You feel me? I saw them
Yeah.
war all the time, and I always was like, damn. When I have my kids, I'm gonna treat them like this. I'm gonna give them this. I'm gonna do all this for my kids. Lately, based off the situation I went through, I realized throughout my whole life, maybe I didn't really consider how much I need to put into the wife thing.
Mm.
So
So I
I
look. Oh,
I wasn't perfect, but it was always I want to be a dad. But I watched my father. My father was always at work and everything. You get what I'm saying? So that taught me what a man was supposed to be. You know, I learned that, and I did so much. It's weird. So I sacrificed early in my life to be in a position where I could have kids, to where I'm comfortable and all this. But it's like if you don't find the right person, I mean, that's not for you. What can you do?
I
yeah.
think
That's what.
it's a confusion of the roles. It's a confusion of the roles. Like, we have these conversations, and this is why I bring God and everything, because when it comes down to the Bible, it's like, I ain't been on Anton Panna in a minute. Appreciate you for letting me on again. But when it comes down to biblically, God tell you everything on how to do it. And I think that's where people are very offended. People are offended because you trying to build a car, and then your car is messed up. So I'm trying to give you a manual on how to build this car. You built the car on your own. Now the car not running right, and you mad, right? God gave you all of these things biblically in a manual, right? So when you're talking about people are easily offended, Jesus said they persecuted him. You know what I'm saying? So when we come on these platforms and we defile ourselves by the things that come out of our mouth, we got to be really aware of those things. You know, we got to be aware of the things we say and the way we conduct ourselves amongst each other, and especially in relationships. Like, my main goal all the time is to represent my husband well. And I think that when women get into that mindset, it's not a competition. It's not something where I'm looking for something. I'm trying to gain something from him, or I'm trying to, like, even from the first conversation, like, can you hold my back if I do this? And I understand that that's not marriage, but I'm talking about in dynamics with relationships. You able to say, hey, however we can conduct ourselves to be the most harmonious, the most respectful, the most Christ-like, you know what I'm saying? If we could conduct ourselves like that, then we moving forward and we
So,
doing good. But vice versa of anything, we're not being productive. We're not conducting ourselves properly, and we crashing and burning as an entire generation. We crashing and burning.
see what you're saying. You have to realize just based off what you're saying, you're on his program. He's a leader, right? I
Mhm.
believe in this generation we have some women that when you say that, it burns their soul. You know what I'm saying? We have married women that sit up here and listen to single women. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. You've already reached the goal that they want to reach, right? But they're telling, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. Oh, you got this degree. What do you got it for? I
Yeah.
watch this with my own family. Like I see my cousins doing this to each other. You know, you don't know what their situation is. You shouldn't have such an opinion on that unless somebody is privy to say all this other stuff. Hey, this is how I feel, like Aisha. But you cannot sit up here and assume somebody's not loving because of how they approach this to the world. What's behind when my doors closed? What happens in my home happens in my home. Don't
Mhm.
worry about it. I'm not supposed to sit up here and be vulnerable for every woman. No, you could think I'm an asshole. Me and my wife know, or my lady should know what's up. That's all that matters.
What happens when she don't listen?
Huh?
What happens when she don't listen?
A hard head making soft fast. You gotta let her go. Do what you gotta do. She'll figure it out.
Mm. Hmm.
And
Um,
so that's what we went through as men, right? Ain't nobody coddled us. The world was hard to us, but we want to be equal. You know, when I had a hard head, I ain't listened. Guess what? I fell on my ass. Nobody hugged me. Nobody cried for me and nothing.
For real,
I had
that's
to
what
carry
me,
and
it.
they should
me.
have. They should
What's
have. I
that?
hate that society socialize men to think that they don't deserve to be comforted when they are suffering. Like
We
I hate that you all have feel that way because you do need. No one is saying you got to be coddled, but you are still a human being having human experiences, and nobody should tell you that you shouldn't express them or feel the need to feel wanted or loved to help go through those
see that
things.
sounds good, but it's not in practice. It's not
Well,
in
that's what I'm
practice.
saying. I wish
So,
that I wish we didn't have such a like a
but we won't be
patriarchal,
men.
misogynistic society that tells
Mhm.
men that they shouldn't be vulnerable in that way. Because I
So
think that that would help a lot of men to be able to sort out their, feelings a lot better than to
I
hold them in
love.
and feel like they can't express. I'm just sad that that society put that pressure on y'all like that.
Respectfully, I love that the fact that you brought that up, misogynistic, because that term is thrown around so much, right? I experienced in my lifetime toxic femininity, and I'm not even going to. I'm gonna do this one last time, Anton. You know, um, even as a 7-year old boy, you know how tough it was for me to say in a group of men that like, yo, my older female cousin did things to me for years. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't cry. Nobody cares. I got you though. I'm just using that as an example. Nobody cares.
You don't have to divulge that on the internet, big dog.
I got you. I mean,
It's
it's
a
who I
safe
am
space,
now. I
black
get it.
man.
No, it's
But what
not.
I'm
This
saying,
is listen. Don't let them lie to you. This is not a safe space.
that's true.
This is not a safe.
I think that
Oh, you
women,
know, I just grabbed my popcorn for a reason.
I
Okay.
think that most women are like toddlers. I think that
Okay.
most women have this notion of they think they want a certain type of man, and then when they get that type of man, it's not what they expect. They're like, oh, I'm not happy now. Let me jump to the next thing. I mean, I want men to chase God, chase purpose. And the only attention that, in my opinion, that I need is our bedroom time. I mean, go do you. I'm going to do the gym. I'm going to do church. I'm going to do our kids. I like my kitchen more than I like any other part of the house. I don't have time for you to be all up under me. I shouldn't be all up under you. We miss each other. We miss each other in those 700 plus thread count sheets.
I
I
mean,
just,
I
you
agree
go.
with Judge. You need to have a balance. How are you supposed to lead your household as a man if you're going to get there? How are you supposed to lead your household as a man, as a father for those on the panel that have children, if you don't turn off the grind, turn off the boss, and check in with the people you're supposed to be leading? You don't turn off to be a father. You don't turn off the grind to talk to your daughter about what happened. Of course you do. So that's all I'm
No, I
saying. It is
don't.
okay. It is
I
okay for you to take a beat to see, okay, what is my household talking about? Like, how are you supposed to lead it if you don't know?
we
I
can
agree.
multitask.
You could, but she's right. You could take a beat, but I think that it's more about the women's offensiveness to the man chasing purpose. Like
You know?
you can definitely take the time to sort out your family. You can definitely be there to make sure you're making those decisions as the head of your household. But I think that
Those decisions are made when he's paying the bills. What do you
yeah,
have
I
to
mean,
worry about
For
when
whatever
everything is
reason,
paid?
for whatever reason, y'all have this crazy idea that you can't do both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was gonna
Like,
say.
why do I have to
So I'm saying,
stop doing
no,
Multitask.
you don't have
anything
to
in
stop.
order to effectively manage my household?
Yeah, no, I think she's talking about mental beat, not speaking for Carmen, but it's a mental thing, like compartmentalization. Like if you're always constantly focused here, you can't serve two things at one time. You can do it simultaneously.
Exactly. You
And
have
not
to
move
listen to the attention. So how can you multitask? Because if you're multitasking, you're not giving your full attention to just for a pause. Not saying stop altogether.
It's
That's
possible.
No,
that, but that's coming from women thinking that men operate as women. Men
Yep.
are multitaskers. That's why they're able to lead. They're able to handle multiple tasks at once. Women cannot. We get overwhelmed with just dealing with children or multiple children at once and complain about cooking and cleaning and doing all of this while taking care of kids, changing diapers and all this stuff.
So
Men
we
can
can multitask.
multitask and be able to be in more than one place at once. Women cannot do that.
Oh, wait a minute.
I don't know about
If
that. Come on,
if
come
you
on
can't
now.
if you
Come on
can't be an
now. A woman
extension of
is
me,
able to, like you
Wait,
said, she's able
one
to.
mic, Kim.
if
Oh, I'm
if
sorry, my
you
bad.
can't be an extension of me to where you basically implement the things that I need you to implement, and if I got to babysit you the whole time, then that means that I need another you.
Yeah.
I'm not a baby. I'm not even a Q will tell you, like, I'm not a micromanager. I don't babysit people. I just expect for things to be what they're supposed to be. And that's it. And everybody is not built for everybody, right? I think that there are people for certain people, but the problem is that everybody that thinks that they ready to be in a certain space or ready to be in a certain, you know what I'm saying, with a certain type of guy, and they're not, because then they get with that guy and they say, hey, slow down. No, you know who you got into a relationship with, catch up.
Facts.
As a matter of fact, I'll go so
Facts.
far as to say the problem with a lot of relationships is that the guy often at times outgrow the woman and she stays the same.
Agree with that.
A
Um.
lot of times women are still talking about, well, what about what we did? No, what about where we going? And if you can't grow with me, then that means that we got a bigger problem on our hands. We supposed to be growing together. You're supposed to be growing into the role that you're supposed to be in, considering the pathway that I'm on. And if you're not, then you're slowing me down.
Well,
Life is bigger than
is it
you.
likely a
Life
man to
is
leave his
life
wife?
is life is much bigger than you. Nobody that ever done did great things or changed the world was sitting there waiting on a woman to give them approval. Not one
Facts.
man that has ever written in the history books that has ever done things significantly has waited for a woman to give him the go ahead of whether or not she approves of the fact that he spends enough time. What? Now
Anton,
that don't mean that I can't consider you, but you need to get on a fucking program.
Right. And when I'm saying like women don't
behind.
multitask, it's like I'm not saying that they can't or it's not being done. Because I know Jazz was like, come on, Carmaya. I know we do that, but that's a masculine trait. So women be operating in masculine, energy a lot when it's coming to, oh, I gotta grind, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And they're trying to accomplish so many different things at once. And when we should be in our feminine energy, when we should just be chilling and doing one thing at a time, mastering one thing at a time,
I
instead
just
of
have
us trying to bombard
You
everything
know
like
what's so
men
funny
do.
though? You know
I
what's
just
so
have a
funny,
question.
Carmaya?
How do we
You know what's so funny,
where
Carmaya?
did we get the idea that multitasking is gender based?
You know what's so funny,
That's like
Carmaya?
saying discipline is only gender based. Like I thought those were things that both men and women can do. I wouldn't say multitasking is a masculine or female trait. It's just something that some people are skilled to do. And I think women, for sure, especially a housewife, you saying like we need to be chilling, but a housewife is like highly skilled at multitasking. She got to multitask taking care of the kids, multitask getting things cleaned up, getting food on the table, getting kids to school, making keeping up with appointments, et cetera, et cetera. She's a master multitasker. Men have to do the same thing. So I don't know about
The difference is
multitasking is a
I'll
masculine
look, and
thing.
men don't
I'll go
complain
ahead. I'll
about
go
it.
ahead and clear
Women
that up
do.
for you real quick because as you know, that I have multiple children. I
Yeah,
stay at
I
home,
know you can.
and
Yeah.
I'm also a hairstylist, and she just woke up. But I had to literally just learn recently that my multitasking is literally like ADHD. I'm not getting shit done because I
Oh, that's
can't even
okay.
complete a task. Like I'm over here, oh, she done spilled some stuff. Let me pull up the spill. Oh,
I get
snap,
that.
I got something cooking right now. Let me hurry up and go get that. It's like I'm just constantly stopping and going, stopping and going. That's not multitasking. That is just literally chaos going on. But
Well,
whenever you focus in and you hone in and you're like, wait, let me go ahead and stop and clean for an hour, and then I'll go ahead and cook for a whole hour. However much I can cook in an hour, how much ever I can meal prep, boom, that's what I'm doing. The next task, boom. The next task, boom. Multitasking will literally get you twisted up in a whole nother world you don't even need to be in. Whenever I
Have
see my
y'all ever
husband come home and he starts operating, this man is doing literally like 10 freaking things at once and still listening to me talk about my day. I'm like,
well,
how do you do
I
it?
think you just
I can't do that.
I think you
have,
just
y-
I
have
think you
y'all
just
ever
described it.
noticed?
ADHD. And honestly, there was a new study that came out where recently most black women have undiagnosed ADHD. So what you're
Oh,
describing,
damn.
it may be just that, but that doesn't mean you're not multitasking. You just may need help with prioritizing things to get things done. You
Right,
know,
but it
I
also
ain't never
helps
heard
a
that.
lot when you master
there is
one
a study.
thing
I'll
at
send
a
it to you.
time. For women, we just aren't we're not fit the way men are. Men don't have to worry about talking about some ADHD or anything like that. 9 times out of 10, it's more so women that are like, "Oh, I was diagnosed with ADHD. I'm diagnosed with this and that." Men, they are going about their day, getting stuff done, all these different tasks or whatever, and still having to come home. Okay, now my wife is emotional. Let me hear her out. Okay, this is going on. Okay, the house almost burnt down. Like they
Right.
have so much stuff
Yeah, yeah,
going
yeah,
on
yeah,
that they
yeah,
still
yeah.
deal with.
Hold on. Have y'all noticed that when you dating or you looking for a right type of guy, you want him to be aggressive, you want him to be take initiative, you want him to automatically plan things, you want him to automatically have stuff done. But then when you get into a relationship, y'all all saying that I want him to slow down and check with me on everything that we got going on. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you're cool with him taking the initiative and controlling things and picking what y'all gonna eat and doing whatever it is, but then all of a sudden everything got to slow down when y'all decide to get into a situationship.
I don't know if it's about slowing down, but I think somebody mentioned it just being considerate of the person that you decided that you wanted to bring into your life. If you are deciding that, hey, I want to be in a relationship with you, even though I'm in this hard pursuit of my goals and dreams, I think it's only right to be considerate of that person that you're asking to be in your world. Otherwise, just stay focused on yourself if you're not going to be considerate. You ain't got to slow down.
Or I could
But
just say,
you should
hey,
consider
listen.
the other person. That's just
Or I could say, hey, I'm
healthy.
about to go. I'm going this way. If you want to come, you can come. It's gonna be fun, but if you don't, then that's cool too.
Yeah. And if I think that's a form of consideration. And if that works for her, she'll go with it. If she trusts your lead, she'll go with you.
I think it's a control thing because
It is. It's a
it's
control
like
thing.
once you're in a relationship, that's my man, that's this. So it's like, for example, I stay up for hours. So when the kids go to sleep, I'm multitasking now. I'm drawing. I'm doing a portrait. You know what I'm saying? You want
I
to
feel
be
like
able
that's a
to.
little ADD.
You
I'm,
no, but I'm having
I'm
I'm
just
having a
saying.
police conversation, but that's the point. I'm having a police. What I notice about a lot of women is they want to change people. Why get into a relationship with somebody that you have to change? That means you ain't like who I was from the get go.
That's true.
It's like this is Build a Bear. Is this Build a Bear? You see the frame of this dude. All right, is he tall? Is he strong? Good. Now I have to go ahead and manufacture how he is, how he think, who he is. This is why relationships don't work. I feel too many. Excuse me. I think too many relationships when it comes to men and women is like I could see you as a woman, right? And I'm looking through a male's perspective, but you guys want to look through a female lens of how men should be, how we should act, and that's a flaw right there. If you ain't like who I was when we was just dating, or when you first met me, to where you feel you have to tweak things about me, we don't need to be together.
I agree.
It
I think
doesn't look
that's. I
how it
think that's.
looks on the internet. They want their relationships to look how it looks good. They want their relationships to look good for the internet, and
Optics.
they want their man to be their best friend, and that's just it doesn't mix. You got stuff to do. You
Well,
got stuff
some
to do.
some women get married just for the wedding because I don't know what it is for the look. Oh, I got this and this. No, it's this stuff takes work, man.
I
It
think
takes
Yeah.
work.
And I think that's why it takes two people being intentional. It's like if you know what it takes, you're going to put in that work. You're going to be considerate. You're going to make sure that there is balance and that we both feel supported. Otherwise, what are we doing? And I think you made a great point, Will. Like you shouldn't try to change anybody. And you should be holding space to get to know someone before you even take that next step of being in a relationship. So you consider all of the traits of that person to know if that's even in alignment with you instead of getting with somebody and then trying to change who they are. A lot of people say they want one thing and then they go after something completely opposite and then try to change it and get upset when they get pushback.
But I
All
think
of
that
this,
I think that's what it's exactly that's going on is the trying to change the man. He's already doing what he's doing. And for the sake of balance or whatever we're trying to call it to be balanced, the man can be working and still be able to communicate with what he needs to communicate with the woman. If the woman cannot be balanced on her own right, then that is an issue. It shouldn't have to all be on the man where, oh, he has to be present, all of these moments in order to get stuff done. Like that doesn't, it's not
I
making
don't think
sense.
I don't think anybody was saying that respectfully. I was just saying like when we're in a relationship, we should consider one another. I don't know.
I
Is that a
think
far-fetched concept?
But that's
Like,
what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's saying that what they're not considering you just because they're doing something. Like
no, I agree. Do your thing, be considerate.
whoever's the most successful, the other person's gonna have to take a back seat to an extent. Like that's just how it is. I
and this,
I did somebody that is similar to my career, and he was more successful than me. So I kind of had to step down from mine and support him for a while. So I think not that I didn't continue mine, but I had to sacrifice a little bit of my career to do that. So I think when it
Were,
depends on
were you married?
no.
I just want to say, just because you're married doesn't mean that your voice doesn't count. Your man is gonna do whatever he feels fit to move you all forward. That is what your husband's supposed to do, and you as a woman need to follow his lead. But just because you follow his lead doesn't mean that your voice doesn't matter. Why are we equating to that?
Because I
Why
think that's
you
what
why
men
you always
prefer.
gotta talk? Like why what do
That's
you
what
want
men
to talk
prefer.
about?
They prefer silence in their
You're
but
What
but
is it about your voice that needs to be heard? What is it that you want him to know?
because his decisions affect my life as well. So we're
Okay,
both
so give me an example. Tell me what you would want him to know that you need to make sure that your voice.
my voice matters if you're choosing to do something that affects the
Give me an
household.
example. Give me an example
An example of what?
of a situation where your voice needs to be heard.
A big purchase. How about that? So
Like
if
what?
we're both, he goes out to buy whatever, buy a new car, buy something that's very expensive that includes both our incomes. Because in my situation, we both work, we both have an income. If my income is
Y'all going
I will like you to consider my voice and be like, hey, babe, I'm going to buy this. Do you think it's a good? I will like my voice to be considered. That is my example. Does that make
Oh,
I
okay.
don't.
So
I
you
don't.
don't
I'm going
believe
by
that
whatever
you
number
only
came up.
have one income. You don't believe that what's his is yours and what's yours is his. You
No, I
believe
just
that
said
you still
no.
have a
They
separate
both
income.
bringing in a
No.
bag though. They
Full
both bringing in.
But
Right,
see,
but it
no,
doesn't
no, no,
become
no.
one
I'm not.
income, is what I'm
Hold on. Hold
saying.
on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold
It's
on.
one income, but they both have to consider each
I'm
other
not.
because they both
I'm not
are
mad at that.
financing their life.
I'm not mad at that. I don't disagree with what she's saying, but that's in a situation where I need your money. Um, in my situation and in my entire life, I don't. I'm 100% the provider. So
Not everybody else's life.
I do whatever the fuck I'm gonna do.
Somebody like you want to move somebody into the house, do you feel like you need to consult your wife with that?
Can't
Like if
nobody come in my house.
Move somebody in your house like what?
like a family
Like a
member,
family member.
Grandma,
like,
grandpa.
Family member.
Come on,
Can't
that's
nobody
common
come in my
sense.
house.
Yeah.
No, the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is simply because as a wife, we're supposed to be serving the man. Our desire goes unto the man. So even if we're working, we are the possession of that man. So whatever we bringing in is coming into his pot. And if he's the leader, he's the one that says, this is what we're gonna do with it. This is where it's going. This is paid, blah 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 blah. The woman should not have that type of authority to say, "Oh no, you need to speak with me because this is my half," and
I'm not
that's
saying
the
that,
only reason
Boogie.
why
I'm
I
saying
said
that
that.
my voice should be considered. I'm not saying that I'm the
adult.
he is making the choice, but in order for him to make the choice, for you to be a good leader, is for you to listen to other people